This is my 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
And in this video, we're going to go over absolutely everything that this thing needs to get it back on the road. And while it might look mostly put together, it's kind of a long list. Now, the first thing we have to address is the overheating, which was the initial issue and why it's parked here. And we need a new radiator fan as well as a new radiator. Now, this is the 4.0. It did overheat really, really bad. However, it still runs fine. I would honestly bet that it starts right up once we get a battery toss in this thing, but we do have to address that cooling. And I have some parts on the way that will be in the next video for us to fix that. I went ahead and picked up an upgraded radiator and fan shroud, so we should be able to handle that issue relatively easily, honestly. I figured if we had to pull the radiator out, we might as well upgrade it on the way in with a new one. Once we go ahead and get all that swapped out, we're going to go ahead and get this thing running and test drive it and make sure there's no other major issues before we dump a bunch of money into it. I would hate to spend a ton of money and then it not run. Then one of the next problems is that roof up there. I don't know how much you can see of that, but it is starting to rust a lot, and I guess I didn't do the best job kind of getting that ready for paint. I was in a little bit of a rush there, so that one's on me. So we're going to go ahead and sand down the roof, and the best way I figured out how to do that so far is with a flap disc on a grinder. If you have any tips on easier ways to get this off, let me know in the comments, because it's going to take quite a while to do the entire vehicle. We have the hood done, the rest of it needs to be done and gone through 100%. Now, since that one's more of an aesthetic problem, it's not as much of a rush. The next one we are going to have to do before we can start it is go ahead and fix all these battery cables. Now, my plan is to actually make our own battery cables for this thing, and I think you guys will really enjoy that video. These are the winch cables. They look pretty good. The battery cables in this thing are toasted. And I figured instead of buying a kit for this, it would be a pretty cool video on how to make your own cables. So we're going to go ahead and make that as well. Now, aside from that, I think everything else motor-wise is pretty much good. I think we did the spark plugs, honestly, right before I parked it. So those should be practically new. And all things considered, it's in pretty good condition. Now, as far as the front bumper goes, as much as I like this bumper, it doesn't really fit a 4-inch lift in 32s very well, in my opinion. It just very aggressive for what this Jeep's going to be doing. So I'm thinking we go ahead and pull this off and swap on a factory bumper. And now would be the time to do that, since we're going to be painting the Jeep. We'll go ahead and paint the bumper at the same time, and it should all match up. Now, these headlights look a little crispy. There's some tint stuck on them, but I have some plans for this that's going to refresh these. We're going to build a custom set of headlights with some really, really cool integrated high beam setup that I have planned out for this thing. Now, we're also going to have to fix the driver's side window. The motor went out. Not surprising, since the WJ. I feel like I do these a couple times a year. However, we're going to have to fix that, and this thing's covered in spider webs all over the place. There's massive ones underneath of this thing. The whole bottom's basically coated in these. And then there's actually paw prints on the windshield and all the dust. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick it up, but you can kind of see it, and whatever critter that is, I'm hoping it's not inside of the Jeep. And I don't know about you guys, but I hate spiders. But as much as I hate spiders, we're going to have to go ahead and go through the entire inside of this Jeep, get it all cleaned out. I figured that'd probably be worth doing. We'll just pull it out of here, get all the spider webs taken out of this place, and then we'll be able to get some work done. Now, for suspension and wheels, it's actually not in a bad condition. It's on a 4-inch zone offer lift, and then we got some Rubicon takeoff wheels and tires, so a pretty decent setup, honestly. We also have some rear quarter panel armor. I hate how it fits, however, we do have it on there. Another big plus is we actually just did the brake lines right before we parked this thing, so we've got pretty much brand new brake lines on this thing, and it should be good to go. So before we get too far into this and spend a bunch of money just for it not to work, let's set a game plan here. I'm thinking first we address the running and starting and everything, so that would mean we have to do the battery cables first, we'll have to figure out the cooling system, and then we'll have to get a battery for this, obviously. Then we're going to make sure that this thing still runs and drives all right. Obviously, it's a 200,000 mile Jeep that's been sitting for years, so it's probably going to have a couple issues starting, but nothing too crazy, hopefully. So to get this thing moving, we are going to have to rebuild that back drive shaft, which is actually sitting inside of the Jeep. We're going to have to figure out how to get this thing out of the tent. We'll probably just pull it with the red Jeep. It just needs new U-joints. I think the last time we drove this, the back drive shaft U-joint actually popped, and I don't know really exactly how that happened, but we lost the U-joints. We're going to have to fix that. Once it's pulled out of here, we're going to have to go through this thing and just clean it up. We're going to have to get all the cobwebs off of this thing, get the paw prints off of the windshield, and we're actually going to have to fix that window because I don't want any more bugs or animals going in there. I'm sure there's something that I really probably don't want to deal with in there. There's got to be some creatures inside of this Jeep. Then once this thing's moving under its own power, it'll be a lot easier to work on. Then we'll go ahead and start on the bodywork. We've got the hood off of it already, as you guys can see. I have that in the garage. We've already stripped all the bed liner off of that. As far as colors, I have a pretty cool color that's still budget friendly. This is still going to be a budget build, and it's probably just going to be something that I drive around here. It's not going to ever be some crazy off-road build. That's what we have the other two for. Now, as far as the bed liner goes, if you guys have any tips on how to remove any of that, let me know in the comments. It's absolutely stuck to get off with a grinder and a flap disc. However, that is the most effective way I've found so far. It's what's been working the best. That's what we did on the hood. But I can tell you right now that if we have to do that to the entire car, I'm probably not going to want to touch this build ever again. It's absolutely miserable. We do have a few options there. We might buy a parts Jeep for this thing because you can get blown up Grand Cherokees for pretty cheap, and realistically we don't need any of the other parts off of it. Take all the body panels and the doors off, and then from there we would be good to go. I've also never painted a car before, so that would be a really cool learning experience and something that I think would be cool to know how to do.
But I will say this probably is not going to be a fast restoration. This is not like we're just going to go through this and only focus on this build for the next couple of weeks. We have the eBay parts flipping series we've got to focus on. We have the Grand Cherokee axle swap, which will be an update on that very, very soon. We've made a ton of progress on that off camera. That'll be the entire next episode. The front axle is basically done, and we have some really, really cool parts that came for that. The steering is crazy, especially for a Dana 30 and a Jeep Grand Cherokee. And then we actually have some really, really cool lighting products for the axle, believe that or not, for the Grand Cherokee. I think you guys will think is pretty cool. We also got this tent, as you guys can see, that we're in. So we're going to keep this one outside of the garage. The garage is kind of just going to be for all the big projects. We got to pull the transmission out of the blue Jeep at some point, and then the Wrangler has to have the whole back long arm setup installed. So this tent will be perfect for this build. We'll be able to store it out here all winter, and it won't be nearly as cold working on it, and we don't really have to be outside in the elements, the rain, or anything like that. That being said, this tent is literally perfect for that eBay parts flipping thing we're going to be doing. We're going to need to figure out storage. That is one thing that I've been working on and looking into behind the scenes for all the parts we have, and this might be the way we go. A bunch of these shelves and the containers, and we're going to have some kind of, if you guys haven't checked out that series, I'll link that video down below, but I'm pretty excited about that one, and it seems like that'll be a really, really fun and interactive series for all you guys to watch as well, since you guys are getting to choose kind of what we do with our budget. That being said, I'm excited to get this thing back on the road. If you guys have any suggestions on things you would like to see done to this Jeep, keep in mind it's going to be a more budget friendly kind of daily driver build. We'll probably use this one to go to AutoZone and get parts for the other Jeeps when they break. This is kind of just going to be the reliable one that we don't do a ton to. We don't take wheeling too often, and we just drive around. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions of things you'd like to see. We're going to do some interior things on this and just kind of make it more comfortable and daily drivable. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching.